Okay, so we're back. We're getting ready to now do the preparation for the filling for the quesadilla and get ready to get that assembled and together. But I'm gonna heat through some things first. So I've got my small pan in the back that I'm gonna heat my ground walnut mushroom meat in. Which is acting as my ground beef for this. And then the pan on the front is where I'm going to use to actually toast off or brown off my quesadilla, because I like to have that little crunch on the outside there. So I also need to get my pizza cutter, because that's what we're going to use to slice the quesadilla with once we get finished. Okay, so I just had to get a plate too. I knew it was going to be something I was going to forget. But this is my ground mushroom walnut meat that I made probably about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. That's been in the freezer. Probably what I should have did was just put this in different portion bags so it was already portioned, but I didn't think to do that at the time. So we're just gonna go with the flow of things. I'm gonna spray a little bit of avocado oil spray. This is 100% avocado oil. I don't have the propellants or anything else added in there. I got this at Aldi, and this is from their organic line, the Simply Nature brand. So just sprayed a little bit of that. I think it's plenty of oil from where I browned off the meat initially, but I'm just going to add a little bit more just to make sure that it's enough. So let me see. I think we're going to do about that much, and that way I have enough for a quesadilla probably tomorrow if I don't need all of that. So we're just going to put that to the side. Get a rubber spatula, and I'm just browning this off right quick. A little bit more. It's just got to mainly heat through. So that's what it looks like up close. So just going to let that warm through. To that, I am going to add some additional, let me move that so I can put the peppers and onions in the middle. I'm going to add some red bell pepper, just because I had some in the refrigerator. And of course, again, that's going back. You need to be aware of what's in your fridge so you can keep that produce moving, and make sure that you're utilizing it in all of your dishes whenever possible. So I diced up a little bit more onion as well. And as I said, when I did the meat mixture initially, I did have peppers and onions in there, but just wanted to add some more to it. And I'm just going to let this kind of cook together a little bit. Kind of get that off the spatula where I don't have to knock it against the pan to make extra noise. And while that's kind of warming through and the peppers and onions are softening a little bit, I'm going to show you what we're going to use. The quesadilla, the tortilla I'm going to use for my quesadilla is the Aldi brand Love and Fresh. It's a protein tortilla, red pepper hummus, and it's 6 in this package. It's 12 grams of protein, 7 grams of net carbs for anyone that may be watching carbs, and it's very high in fiber. So you're getting a lot in this. To me, it's a very good quality one, as far as a healthier version of that. And then on the back is just some recipes where you can do a grilled chicken veggie hummus wrap for those of you that eat meat. It also has a buffalo chicken pizza recipe. What I would probably do with these recipes from a plant-based or vegan perspective, I would utilize my oyster mushrooms or my king trumpet mushrooms. I would use that as my chicken substitute. So a lot of times you're mainly can use your traditional recipes and you just substitute it to make it vegan. So that is why I say it's not that you are just eating, I guess, all raw, unless that's the option you choose to do. I choose not to do that. I enjoy cooked food, but I do like to do my best to have maybe like a balance of maybe 90-10 or 80-20 in reference to cooked versus raw. I just like mainly more cooked dishes. That's just more of a comfort food kind of perspective for me, I guess you would say. These spices are already in here, but I'm just going to add a little bit more as far as the garlic powder, onion powder, add a little bit of chili powder. I usually do that for, this one won't even open, I don't think. Oh yeah, it's a new one. Guess nothing won't come out of that one. I do like to add chili to anything that's going to be kind of like a beefy kind of substitute. Add a little bit of extra cumin, even though cumin is in the taco seasoning mix. Again, it's just being mindful. I've got these spices in the cabinet and I need to make sure they're being utilized. Add a little bit more of ground pepper. This is an organic whole black pepper that I got from TJ Maxx, I believe I got that from. And then I have an organic tacos seasoning blend here. I think I got this organic taco seasoning on sale or clearance at a grocery store. I've had it for a while, so to speak. But I can't remember exactly what store. It might have been Food. No, I don't think it was Food Line. I'm not sure what store it was. But anyway, I make a point too, and I guess that leads me to another tip. Most grocery stores will have a clearance section where they've got things marked down or discounted for whatever reason. It might be close to an expiration date or best buy date, so to speak. Or there might be an item they're going to discontinue. I always check those shelves whenever I'm in the grocery store because a lot of times I can find some good deals, even if it was something I wasn't planning on getting. I keep a lookout for those things and I will automatically just pick those up, even if it's not a particular item I was needing or at that time. So we've got our re-seasoned, I guess you would say, meat mixture, quote unquote. I'm gonna bring this a little closer to you. You got your red bell peppers, some onions, and of course I added the seasonings that you saw me add in there a while ago. So I'm just gonna let that be on low. That's just gonna hang out for a little bit. And the cheese blend that I'm using, I love this brand of the Life cheese. This is the Mexican style shreds. It is it's free from dairy, soy, gluten, lactose, nuts, and preservatives. So this is one that I really like as far as the brand preference. So I had got the Mexican style shreds. I had this in the fridge. I think I got that about a week or two ago. But I can get this one like at Food Line. It's not a hard brand to find. But of course, Sprouts and Wegmans and everywhere else carries that. But Food Line is just one of those regular stores, and I was just letting you know that you can get it there. So we're going to utilize the Mexican style shreds. I also got a little bit of kale. Let me move these off. A little bit of kale on my board that I'm going to also add in. Again, utilizing what's in my fridge. And sometimes I add spinach and stuff, you know, to my quesadilla or something. So that's just a way to just kind of get something green, so to speak, added in there. Make it a little bit more healthier as well. And it also gives me a chance to use up a little bit of kale. So I'm just going to let that kind of sweat down in there. That doesn't have to be very soft for me because I like kale in its raw stage. I usually utilize that a lot as my salad base sometimes between that and romaine. But yeah, I love kale. Kale is a very good green. So I'm just gonna let that kind of hang out in there a little bit while I get my quesadilla, my tortilla. I keep calling it quesadilla. Get my tortilla in the pan to kind of start browning a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some plant-based butter to my pan for the tortilla. I like to use this to kind of toast it a little bit and add some flavor. So I'm gonna add that in my pan. If I was making regular quesadillas, I'd be using regular butter. So I do things basically the way that I would have done them being non-vegan. I try to make things the same way because I'm trying to mimic the flavors of what I'm trying to veganize. And a lot of times, sometimes people say, you know, why y'all call things as a meat name, so to speak, if you're vegan and you're not eating meat. I guess just to kind of be clear, most vegans truly enjoyed the vegan, the non-vegan dishes they ate as far as meat go. I enjoyed my chicken wings, burgers, pork. It was nothing about it that I didn't like. It's just that it's not good for me, and I make a choice not to partake of those specific flesh items. So yeah, we do call it chicken, and we call it ground beef, or we call it more you hear chicken and more chicken than anything you hear us say vegan chicken or vegan whatever. Yeah, we can call it that. It's not the end of the world. As I said, most people that are vegan enjoyed what they ate as meat eaters. It was nothing about the taste of it or not liking it. This is what the red pepper hummus tortilla looks like. So I'm gonna get this browned off. I think I'm gonna use the lighter side, I think, for my inside there. I think I'm gonna utilize seem like this side is a little bit redder. I guess more of the red pepper hummus, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put, I keep trying to decide which side I want to use. Okay, I'm gonna use the darker red side as my base, my bottom. So this is just going in the pan where the butter is, and it's just gonna toast through. And while that's trying to toast through, I'm gonna add just a little bit of butter, of my plant-based butter. And you will hear me say butter just know that everything I'm utilizing is vegan. But we just tend to say the names of what the item is that we're looking to substitute. The reason I'm putting a little bit of butter in here is because that will help to melt the vegan cheese shreds a lot better. So I'm just gonna put that just in the middle and spread it out because I want a little bit of quote-unquote cheese around my filling in there. I loved extra cheese on everything when I was not vegan, and nothing changes, so that's what that looks like. So I'm just gonna let that kind of melt a little bit, and to help it melt, I'm gonna cover it with a lid that'll kind of help steam it a little bit, so to speak. And then I will add in the quote-unquote meat mixture. And this is what that looks like with the kale, the peppers, and onions. I am starving by now because my avocado toast is gone. So I am definitely ready to get my eat on, so to speak. So just gonna kind of let that kind of warm through a little bit there. It doesn't have to be completely melted because I know that the meat mixture that I'm adding is gonna, that's hot, so that's gonna help melt that some as well. So I don't have to have it completely melted, but I do want it melted some in there. And then the outside of that tortilla is just kind of getting a little toasty and crispy on the outside of that. And I'm planning to just eat that one. I think by the time I put everything, the little pico de gallo and the guac added to it, I think that might be satisfying enough. If I feel like I'm still a little hungry, I'll probably make a little quick salad, but for the most part, I don't think I will be. I think from the tortilla, that'll kind of be filling in and of itself. So, okay, so that looks good. Let me show you how that's done kind of melted a little bit. Not sure if it's showing up too good on that, but it has started to melt. And as I said, it doesn't have to be completely melted all the way for me. I'm going to try to keep the meat mixture. I think I'm just going to use half of this. Keep that on half of the tortilla. So when I fold it, it'll be half. But a lot of times people would do a full one, which is, and I might do that. I think I might do that. Where they flip the other side on that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to put another one on top. And that'll give me like 4 little sections. So that's what that is looking like before I put the other top on. And I'm gonna also add some more cheese on top. And again, for anyone that's new here, as I said before, when I'm referencing butter, cheese, meat, all of those items are vegan, of course, because we are here at Vegan-Nette Life. we do not need animals for the sake of nutrition by any means. We do not have to have that as a source for our survival. So I'm going to put the lighter side on the inside, and I'm going to hopefully be able to turn this. Let me see if I can find something that I can get under there well with. Let's see. I'm going to get this white pancake spatula and flip it. There we go. Yep. Slid a little bit, but not too bad. I think that turned out pretty good. I think because the tortilla is basically the size of the pan, it wasn't a lot of room to turn that out. And I'm just sliding this over a little bit. So this is what it looks like. Not sure how the light is looking on that, but it did get some brownness on it. Don't want it real brown. I'm just gonna give this other side a chance to let the cheese melt on that side. So I'm just pressing down the top to kind of make sure that heat is up against that cheese. So yeah, that's what that's gonna be like. So we're gonna end up cutting that with the pizza cutter just in four, it's gonna actually be like 4 triangles, and then I will just top the pico on top and the guac. And that will be all she wrote for that. That's gonna be delicious. So I think this is just about finished. So I'm just going to hopefully be able to just slide this out on my plate without making too much of a mess. That worked out good. So next we're gonna, some of my filling came out there. So next we're just gonna use the pizza cutter. Let's see, make sure I get that in view for you guys the best I can. I'm just going across. This is just so much easier with cutting this. Just going back through to make sure I got all of that cut. And on top, we're going to just make it pretty. Let's see, I need to move this so you guys can see it maybe a little bit better. Let's see if this will work. Yep, that'll work. All right. It's okay that I'm putting it on the stove top. It's off, but it is an actual plate that is heat safe. So no worries on that. And I'm just mixing up my pico de gallo. And of course, this can go kind of like right there in the middle a little bit. Now we got to kind of make it look fancy and pretty. And then put a little guac, I guess maybe on either side. There we go. And that's it. That's gonna be our ground beef quesadilla. Okay. So let me see if I can get one of these out to try. Let's see. All right. So that's what that looks like on the inside. And I'm just going to add a little guac up there. A little bit of the filling came out. Let's see. That is delicious. The cheese has melted. The ground walnut mushroom meat mixture is seasoned very well. I'm just adding a little bit of guac right there in the middle and pico. But this is so good. So I hope you'll try it. Another option of what I'll probably make too with some of the mushrooms that I brought is to make like a chicken quesadilla. And season that with the same taco seasons, probably some peppers and onions. But make like a chicken quesadilla. And I'll use the same cheese. So that's just an option in changing this up a little bit. So I hope you will try it. Thank you for joining me again on Vegan-Nette Life. Remember to focus on your journey, not your destination. And I hope I will see you in the next video.